Hello, what is up everybody? My name is ExcellentMold and welcome to Top Fads. I just want to say a couple things before we jump into this countdown. I'm sorry for having such an inconsistent uploading schedule. No, we promise our viewers 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours, oh right baby, daily content, and we haven't really been living up to that promise, but I guarantee you guys, we're just going through a lot right now. As many people that work in Top Fads, we're having a lot of trouble coordinating schedules because it is a little bit of a newer channel, but we're doing everything we can to upload peak quality content as often as we can. So without further ado, sorry for the apologies, but let's jump straight into this list that I know you guys have been waiting for, the top 10 Fortnite wish list items. Basically what we're talking about today is the top 10 things I think really need to be added or reworked in Fortnite to make the game a little bit more playable, a little bit better, and just some personal opinions I have about a lot of different facets of the game. So let's start off at number 10. I don't have any honorable mentions because this is a pretty straightforward list. I can only really think of 10 things that I think need to be changed in Fortnite. Starting off at number 10, I think there needs to be some better inventory management, and I mean this both swapping weapons and dropping weapons. It just feels a little awkward right now. Not so much moving items around in your inventory, but I definitely feel like it could be simplified a little bit more. I feel like you don't really have, you shouldn't have to go into a menu to switch the position of an assault rifle and a pump shotgun in your menu. I feel like you should just be able to hold down a couple buttons and then just switch them around. There's no reason to have all these extra steps and going into the menu and clicking so many different buttons just to move one thing. And even if you rework your entire inventory, it shouldn't take as long as it does. You have to completely stop moving. And I wish it was something that was more of an on-the-go thing, because, you know, realistically, no one's just gonna have to sit down and just flip through all of that when they could easily just move it, you know, piece by piece on the go. I just think it's a little bit ridiculous, and especially in regards to dropping items and splitting them. I don't really think splitting is a super great concept. Like, I get it, sometimes it works if you have, say, 4 mini shield potions and you want to give your friend 2, or you have 2 full potions and you want to give your friend 1, but sometimes it just doesn't really make sense, especially when it comes to dropping ammo. Sometimes it's easier to just split your ammo, but sometimes you don't want to give someone half your ammo. That's kind of ridiculous. It will just completely half it, especially in the late game where ammo is really precious. You have to give pretty precise amounts, especially in weapons like SMGs and assault rifles that are going to be expending a lot of ammunition. But I feel like if they were just to map it to, you know, one of the swap weapons buttons, and you could just drop ammo or the weapon that you're currently holding by just holding down like triangle or square or something. I don't know, I just feel like it's so easy, yet it's just something that hasn't really been brought up. I feel like if they changed the inventory management system, it would just streamline the playing experience so much and make it a lot more fun and enjoyable, as well as tactical. There's so much you could do if you're just able to swap things around really quickly, but unfortunately that is not the case. Now on to number 9. I think they really need to rework the cozy campfire. Kind of one of my favorite items just because it's a group healing item, but my main thing is it's just not that good. It will only give you, I think, 25 health, and still that's just not good. A slurp juice is better than this, and the slurp juice is kind of a mocking, just kind of a joke in the Fortnite community. It's good, but it's not amazing. It can do some stuff, but it ultimately just boils down to getting you past 100 health. It's either using a slurp juice or using a med kit to get to 100 health, and sometimes it's just a lot easier to use slurp juice, although sometimes you do end up using a med kit. And the cozy campfire is a weird alternative. It just doesn't really seem to pop up like enough to be viable, and even when it does, it only gives you 25. What I feel like could avert this is, I don't think they need to make any new variants. What I think they need to do is just change the way that the campfire functions. I feel like, one, they could make it give you shield as well. I think this would be really good. It would effectively be like a group slurp juice, because I think the cozy campfire innately needs to be a little bit better than the slurp juice. The slurp juice is just I don't want to say too common, but I always find a slurp juice almost every game, and Cozy Campfire really seems like you have to struggle for it because it's effectively a trap, and those don't seem to be quite as common. However, I feel like if they made it either give you shield or give you 50 health, it would be a lot better. It could heal a team that just went down. It could heal someone if, you know, you've just been in a lot of combat and you need a little bit of shield or more health. I just feel like if they did really anything with the campfire to make it better, I would be using it way more than I do already, which sucks because it's such a cool idea for not really a trap, but just kind of a buildable. It's something that could potentially just change the way we're playing Fortnite, but right now it's just a thing, and it's not a good thing. It's just a thing. Next up to number 8. I think they need to rework Slurp just a little bit. I wish that they would make it so it would spawn 2 Slurps instead of 1, because Slurp is really, it's pretty good when you think about it. It will give you 25 health and 25 shield, and this will boost you past the 50 shield, mini shield, maximum, and it's a really good middle ground, you know, if you can't quite find another full shield potion, it's kind of a good alternative, and it heals you quite a bit. It's especially good if you're in the storm. You can just pop one of these and it does quite a bit of work. I feel like if they made it spawn in 2, it would basically function as a, you know, an alternative to a full shield potion, and B, it'd be that kind of middle ground between bandages and a full med kit, because there's not really a middle ground healing item. At least when you have shield, you get the mini shield, then it would go slurp, and then it goes full shield potion, and then it will go to the chug jug. There's a lot more options to really heal yourself when it comes to shield rather than actually healing yourself, especially when it comes to stuff that's a lot higher rarity. But I feel like if they reworked slurp and just gave you a little bit more bang for your buck, it would just be perfect, and that's exactly what they need to be doing when it comes to healing items, just increasing the quantity, not the spawn rate. I think the spawn rate of the slurp is perfect. I just think mainly it's how much it gives you. If they were able to change that, slurps would be a lot more viable and a lot more useful in a lot of different situations. Alright, so number 7, I think that the supply drop system needs to be reworked quite a bit. And mainly, I think it's the loot that you get from the supply drops. Specifically, you get way too many miniguns, hand cannons, slurp juices, especially, like I said, slurp juice, not quite viable, and bushes. I think bushes, the amount of bushes you get from supply drops is just absolutely ridiculous, considering it's just kind of a joke weapon that doesn't have any use other than, you know, you use it and then you get hit once and the bush goes away. Even if, like, I don't even think they need to rework the bush. It's just something they need to take out of supply drops and make it more of the kind of joke weapon it's supposed to be. I've never gotten a crazy bush kill. Yeah, you just go find an actual bush. Don't use the bush. That's just such a stupid idea. I think they need to increase, you know, the rate at which scars spawn, because getting a supply drop is a pretty big thing. They're very coveted, but it seems like you're not getting, you know, like a chug jug, you're not getting any med kits, you're not getting any, you know, really good snipers. You might get a bolt action, but I feel like it's a lot rarer to get something like the semi-auto. I really think just reduce the minigun spawn rate and supply drops. I feel like every supply drop I get every game at least has one of these, and it sucks because it's not amazing. It's there. That's the best thing you can probably say about the minigun. If they increased the scar spawn rate, it would just be perfect, because I think that's probably the thing everybody wants out of the supply drop is that legendary scar, and you just don't get it that much. I feel like if they just put more good stuff in the supply drop, it would just really, you know, make it so people wanted the supply drop more. I know so many people who just use it as bait to kill noobs who don't know that the supply drop isn't really that good right now. But if they made the supply drop good, you'd probably see a lot less of them just sitting around with forts built around them, and it would just overall make the gameplay experience a lot better. When you see a supply drop in a game, you want to go get it, but it feels like you can't in Fortnite, because, you know, the odds of you getting something good from it are not very good. But if we reworked that would just be amazing and really make the game a lot more fun. Alright, so number 6, I feel like they need to rework the mechanic of crouching while you're building. Right now, everybody knows, this is something I hear a lot of people complaining about. If you hit R3 while you're trying to build, it will rotate the building that you're currently making. So if I had a stairs and I was trying to, you know, get up out of my crouch, I would basically just be making the stairs spin around. It would look really stupid. I feel like if they reworked it and made the rotate like an L3 or any other button and just give us the ability to get up out of crouch while building, it would work so well. I can't tell you how many times I'm just at the top of my base trying to, make the triangles, the little pyramids out of metal, so I have a little bit more room to walk around at the top of my base, and I'm just getting shot at, and I'm trying to crouch, and it won't let me. It sucks. It's just making me spin my little pyramid around, and I've died quite a few times just due to this weird little inconsistency in the building system. If they changed this, I would love it so much. This is one of the things I'm really vying for, especially after a couple stupid deaths related to this. Just please, Epic, change this. This really is the thing I feel like they could just change. This is one of the things people have really been arguing about. And, that's about it on this point. It's a really simple point, and it's a really simple issue. Just please change this stupid mechanic where you cannot get up out of crouch or crouch while building. It's really ridiculous. Alright, so number 5, I think that they need to make game mode playlists. And what I mean by this is they have so many limited time game modes, and I get that they're limited timed, but what I would really like is to see a 20v20, v20, 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 50v50. There's a new one coming out called Blitz. There's a new the floor is lava one that they've been teasing. All snipers, the everything is golden game mode. I feel like if they brought a couple back at a time, and instead of just having them one by one, I would really like that. The community is so big. You have people playing on the iPhone now. It's like PC, Xbox, PS4, every system for the most part, except for like the exception of the Switch. By the way, totally bring this to the Switch. I love this game and I would love it on the Switch. There's just so many players. The player base is huge, and I know a lot of people would love to have those couple limited edition game modes in like a big playlist. The community's totally stable enough to supply these with enough players, and I know it is 100 player per server, but a lot of times you're not getting all 100 people, usually like 95 or sometimes even 90. I've seen some in the kind of 80s if a lot of people leave, and it would really help if we had a little bit more variation in the game mode. That would just be so awesome, just to be able to stop playing duos or squads or solo and just go in and play a cool new game mode. That's really fun, along with some of the fan favorites. I know a lot of people like 50v50, and the team-based ones are pretty cool, but personally, I can't wait for Blitz, and I really can't wait for the Floor is Lava one. Those, if these became mainstays, thanks to a new playlist system, that would be awesome, and I'm 100% down for that, Epic. Sign me up. Alright, next up we have number 4, which is a little bit of a personal one, but I really have been vying for this. Do something with the revolver. I don't think they should take it out of the game, but they need to make it better. Right now, it just can't compete with weapons like the pump, the tac, heck, even the tactical SMG is still better than the revolver. It's pretty good if you get headshots, and the accuracy is pretty good. It's definitely the best thing about the revolver, but still the damage it does, if someone has an AR and you're in a house with them, and it's like a blue revolver, I've gotten headshots and it has not killed them, and it totally should just kill them. This has been really early game, and then I'm just stuck there with like 12 health because he had an AR, and if you're really close, ARs are pretty good, and just like the typical houses you find in places like Greasy and Pleasant. And I just really think that the revolver, for as often as it pops up around the map, it should be good. The common pistol is better than the rare revolver, and that really sucks. I wish they would just do something with it that made it not so blah, not so useless. And this is kind of a personal one. I know a lot of people don't care about the revolver, they just don't pick it up anyway, but it's such a cool weapon. It's like a sniper pistol almost, and I wish something was done with it that just don't leave the weapon the crap pile it is right now. Alright, number 3 is something a ton of people have been asking about, and this is just to nerf the pump. It's like, how many times have I walked into a house and just got my head blown off early game because someone had the pump and I didn't? It's ridiculous, it's over the top, and it's not as bad as it was in double pumping, but now the headshot damage is so crazy you can basically insta-kill anybody in the entire game, no matter how much health and shield they have combined, with a simple headshot with the pump. It sucks. I don't want to get killed by the pump anymore. I want to get killed by a trap. I want to get killed by a revolver or something, not this stupid shotgun that is at most a green rarity. It's not as bad as, the tac is not as bad as the pump. The pump is way worse. The tac is manageable because it takes a couple more shots, but the pump just seems like it can one-hit anybody, and it has sniper-like accuracy. I can't tell you how many times you just get these crazy kills, people jumping around, shooting at each other, and then, bam, pump, it just ends the fight. There's no tension with a pump in any battle. It means that person is usually going to win unless the other person, has kind of a distance, has a scar, but still, I have seen snipes with a shotgun. I have seen snipes with a shotgun. I feel like I shouldn't even be saying this sentence. It's so ridiculous. But just please do something with the pump that makes it a little bit more manageable for other people to play against. I like the pump, but I don't like it because it's really overpowered. It's crazy. Just please fix this broken weapon. And now at number two. Number two. I've had so many people tell me that this is a bad idea, but I really like this idea. I think we need penalties for people who go down and get revived. Now, I'm not talking like weapon removals or anything. That's a little ridiculous. What I think that needs to be implemented is maximum health restrictions. I think like the first time you go down and you get revived, you can only have 75% health, and that's like maximum. I don't know, maybe only 75% shield. I'm not really sure how that would factor in. I think that might be a little bit too much because, I don't know, I guess shield is a little bit easier to get than health in all honesty. Maybe it's a little bit similar, but I definitely think there should be a restriction on health because, especially, you know, when you fall, it will only remove health, it won't remove shield. There are certain stuff that just will go for the health first and ignore the shield, and I think that should be applied and definitely be a factor in the health reduction if someone gets revived. So like the second time they get revived, they should drop it down to 50, and I don't think any more than 50 is necessary. Spawning someone with half health is really detrimental to them because that basically means that they can get one shot a lot easier. Even if it's like a body shot with a good sniper can take someone like this out. And I definitely think that it's a good idea because the simple fact, people get revived way too much in this game. It's really crazy. If someone just completely squad wipes you, but then a couple people get revived and they just come back and they get all the healing items, they're at full health, and then they dominate you. It's basically like a second team fight, like they get a second chance or something, all because they were able to build a base. And even if you build a base, as long as they're able to get to their teammates and get them the right stuff, then it's basically like you didn't kill them at all. So you're at a loss for resources and they're up another person. I think if we instituted these restrictions to basically penalize the person for going down, you know, even if they get revived, you know, their reward for getting revived is another chance at, you know, killing people and winning the game. The penalty should be, oh, you went down, you should have a little bit of a harder time surviving. I think that's only fair considering this is a battle royale game and the goal was to kill everybody else. It's like, as long as you have just like 30 health as you spawn back, people think that that's fair. Well, I know a lot of people, if you die, or, you know, not even die, if you just take a lot of damage, you get down to like 12 health, a lot of people want to get killed just so they can respawn with 30. It sucks. I think as long as we have these restrictions, people are going to be a lot better off. It's going to make games go a lot faster because you're not going to have teams just basically necromancing themselves over and over and over like they do right now, and it's just so annoying. But as long as we do something about it, I don't really think it's going to be a problem much longer. I think a couple people have agreed with me on this, but I think it's one that definitely needs a little bit more development and discussion. And finally, number one, the one thing I think everybody wants in Fortnite, and that is less weapon bloom and better accuracy. It sucks in Fortnite. It sucks. How many times you can shoot at someone with like a common AR, or even like a burst or something, and you'll miss every single shot because of weapon bloom and the bad weapon accuracy. That's why I know a lot of people will pick a blue AR or a blue burst over the purple scar, and it's just because the purple scar's accuracy is not as good as the legendary scar, and that sucks. I think any scar should be, you know, a really deadly tool, but just because of accuracy, it's better to have a blue burst. It's just so much more accurate, and the headshot damage is better. It sucks because the scar is theoretically the best gun in the game. It has all the good damage. It has basically every function you need for a fully automatic killing machine. You can just wipe people with scars, and that's why people with scars almost always win, unless, you know, you have a major screw up or you just get sniped or you're not good at the game. I feel like if we just made weapons better with better accuracy, games would go so much faster. I can't tell you how many times I could have just wiped a couple people, but because of some stupid weapon bloom and accuracy detriment, I have not been able to kill people. Happens with snipers, happens especially with common ARs. They're basically unusable unless you're using them at shotgun range, and even then, oh wow, that guy is a pump, he's gonna decimate me. It sucks. This is one of my favorite games. I don't want to say ever, but yeah, ever. It's a really good game, but it sucks because of weapon accuracy. If I could just get one kill, I have to just bless the RNG gods for getting me the right set of coordinates and the right amount of not having bloom to be able to get that kill, and it seems like I'm just edging on it every single time. Like I was barely able to kill them by some weird accuracy thing. If these guys fix the accuracy, they will have a mean mamma jamma of a game on here. And I know it's kind of tricky as this is a third-person shooter. It's not as direct as a first-person shooter, but it can be done, and it must be done, because I know people who are leaving the Fortnite community over bad accuracy in their game, and it sucks. I love this game, but it seems like so many people are turned off by the weapon accuracy and the fact that the combat's just not that good because of it. If they're able to fix this, then you will literally have one of the best multiplayer experiences ever right in front of you. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying the stuff. Just keep on liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell button. It's really important you guys support us because we don't really have a ton of time to do this. So every little piece that inspires us really does mean a lot. Hopefully we'll be coming out with that meme comp soon. Hopefully more top 10s, more stream highlights, more new weapons coming probably really soon that we're going to be able to talk about, and that really does mean a lot to us because it helps us get a little more recognition with every video that comes out 24/7 daily. That's been it for this list. I'm ExcellentMold signing off, and don't forget, Fortnite is for the people who like Fortnite.